So how did I get max skill? It wasn't easy, and I don't think you can replicate my success. Nonetheless, I'll share with you how I made my fortune. No one's going to tell you what I'm about to. Quite simply, it was a combination of mainly real estate and market board dominance. Let's be clear, this video is not a how-to guide, but rather my story of how I became one of the fattest cats around. If you did want a how-to guide, just let me know in the comments below. I, like everyone else, started with absolutely nothing. In a sense, this game is beautiful like that. We're all born broke. At first, I didn't understand what gil was really used for. The game doesn't really necessitate you to have any large amount of gil. I mean, all you need to buy is what? Teleports and repairs, right? Wrong. Wrong, idiot. Think again.
I'm really rich.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
See this mount? It's because I'm rich, bitch. See me chugging this pots like it's water? It's because I'm rich, bitch. So how did I get here? It wasn't easy, and in fact, I had to take a very non-conventional approach. I did the whole crafting and gathering thing, maxed every job, and I still didn't understand how people were making billions of gil when I could barely scrap together thousands. I tried to sell the most expensive and newest items on the market board, only to be outpriced and flooded by competition. I was about to give up on my gillionaire dreams until I discovered player housing, one of the true end games. It turns out that there was a whole real estate market. It was more or less a black market. At the time, you could relinquish a house and set it up so the buying player would scoop it up immediately. And to this day, you can still hand over leadership of a FC house and sell it in that manner. The big problem nowadays is you can't relinquish a property for another player to just pick up. It now goes into the lotto system. So for this method, personal homes is completely gone. There is always the risk of getting swindled. Now this is an interesting problem because you aren't really supposed to sell or trade houses in the game, but at the same time you aren't allowed to swindle people. Both technically break Final Fantasy XIV's behavior rules. For the seller and buyer, and I quote, purchasing a plot of land with the intent to resell it. As for the fraud is an act of deception intended to deprive a player of their full enjoyment of the game or a player's property. Fraud occurs most often as a result of breaching in-game agreements between players regarding trading, looting, or betting. From what I've heard in cases of fraud, they would always honor the agreement made in the game. It's quite hard to prove you bought a home with the intent to resell it. And Lord knows all of my houses were forever homes. I personally never ran into RMT, fraud, or any other problems of that nature. In order to buy my first home, I had to have some sort of starting capital. This is where crafting and gathering came in. Later on, crafting and gathering would net me between 2 to 4 million gil a day if I was on top of things, and maybe half of that if I was busy or being lazy. This is also a major time sink, but to be honest, I enjoy leveling my crafters. Gatherers, not so much. Understanding the market board and how to navigate, analyze, and manipulate it was key to making real gil. I'm sure undercut bots are still a real thing. Undercut bots are programmed to immediately undercut you and fight you to a certain breakpoint. Regardless of said issues, crafting and gathering and proper market board utilization led to about 1/3 of my fortune. I would love to cover buying and selling strategies, leveraging, market trends, analysis, etc., but that's a whole video in its own. Again, if you guys are interested, please let me know. Real estate is crazy in Eorzea. It's just like real life. Some people want the beach, some people want waterfalls, snow. There are no real prices. Everyone is willing to pay different amounts based on their preferences. This creates a large opportunity to flip houses. Often I'll be able to get my hands on a house and be able to resell it for double within a couple weeks, simply because it was beachfront or had a better sunset or whatever that person thought was worth it. People leaving the game or wanting to end their subscription would also sell at massive discounts, just looking to get some extra gil in case they return to the game. These were also very lucrative opportunities. Worth mentioning, the expansion of housing awards has led to a decline of valuations of properties across the board. But I would say that the massive player influx during Endwalker still has homes inflated, just like in real life. As the next expansion is nearly 9 months away, the valuations will continue to drop right until the release of Dawn Trail for the following reasons. Number 1, massive influx of players. And number 2, still a limited amount of housing for FCs. There is an entire community surrounding Final Fantasy XIV's real estate. They operate mainly on Discord and Reddit. I myself was fonder of Discord. If you look even now, there are constant posts for homes for sale. There is still a lot of money to be made out there, but only for free companies. I would say if you are interested in going through with this method, just remember what is and isn't against Final Fantasy XIV's behavior guidelines. The golden era of real estate has already come and passed, and if you're looking to max out your guild, then it takes a combination of many different sources of income. I highly recommend looking at Bash 10, as he is one of the wealthiest players, if not the wealthiest player in the game. His guides and approach to Eorzean finance are second to none. If you guys enjoyed this video and want more content on Final Fantasy XIV or to cover anything else, just let me know. I would like to thank you all for checking out this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so, and I'll see you on the next one.